Cool. Okay. So yes, so today we're going to do a class around the knees, knee kind of strengthening and support as well. Knees are really delicate. They do so much about keeping us standing, and they, I'm really sorry, let me just get into my flow. Okay, knees. So yes, knees are very special, they're very important. They are also very delicate, so they can be very vulnerable. And we all have very different knees. Like some people are very prone to knee issues, and some people not so much. Sometimes it's the shape of where the knees are down compared to your hips and the rest of your leg bones. It's a structural thing. Sometimes it's a ligament thing. Sometimes it's cartilage and things like that. Could be many things. Could be hereditary. So we're going to, as ever, I quite like to think about exploring your own body with this practice. There's going to be some things that if you have got knee issues, Darren, just to be a bit careful of, because they'll be quite strengthening, and because yeah, we're going to do quite a lot of them. Just take it easy. But also knees, because of their sort of role in our stability of the body, standing, walking, running, they're also really important. They evoke the idea of grounding and stability. So we're going to kind of focus on that a bit philosophically. Can you hear that? I'm going to close the window. They didn't even look at me angrily closing the window. So, right, anyway. Yeah, so we're going to think about stability, grounding, and just holding our own, really. In terms of yoga, and grounding kind of relates nicely with the earth element. So think about earthing ourselves, focusing on, yes, the element of earth. But this also attributes to our bones, muscles, tissues, fat. So we can kind of think about all the way we are material, way we are made of earth and matter, and connect with that a little bit, which is quite nice. Okay, so we're actually going to start standing. All right. Let's just make sure we can see. Okay, you can see me and hear me okay? Yeah, thumbs up, lovely. Okay, so we're just going to start standing and just find your Tadasana mountain pose. So maybe just lift the toes off the ground and just place each one down one by one. I just want you to just stand for a moment, just feel the way your knees rest as you stand. Now some people, myself included, my tendency towards knee issues is because my knees roll in slightly. And this can be quite a problem for knee pain. So what we do to remedy that, if you are the same but not need, is to bring your toes slightly to face each other, so pigeon-toed. And then when you stand, I mean, this actually rolls the knees in even more, but as you stand, you purposely roll the knees out. And this is quite good for anybody, really. It kind of strengthens up the legs. It takes the pressure off the knees and actually gives a lot of strength around the legs. Lovely. To see if that works for you, see how that feels. Okay, so you're rolling the knees slightly outwards, and this just helps as well to kind of Balance the pelvis. We pull the tailbone down, so we're just thinking about the rest of the body, straightening up. Nice strong standing pose. The other issue here, which I also have, is, and honestly, yoga's helped me so much with knee issues, and doing these little practices, just trying to integrate them into everyday life. But if your if your legs slightly hyperextend, if you don't mind it that much, but a little bit, so you kind of, the back of the knee is quite overstretched, then you just want to make sure that when we're doing lots of leg stretches or balances, is just maybe to have a slight micro bend in the knee, so you're not overextending too much. And this can also be helped with this position with the slight knee toes turn inwards. If your knees up, you don't have toe in, that's the one main knee issue, I think. I think people that have knees that face outwards a little bit, or a little bit bow-legged, there's not so much issue there, but it's still really important to strengthen the knees. Okay. And obviously relating to gut health as well, thinking about the legs, there's a lot of meridians down the legs that link to the digestion, and there's a lot of lymph behind the knees as well that really is, it's all about our detoxing abilities. We want to keep this nice and fluid, and yoga is often about moving energies. You want to have a lot of movement down the legs, blood flow, prana, and all of that as well as stability and rebuilding the tissues and the earthing. That's really important to our gut health as well. It's the way we process matter. So we're really connecting with all of this. And when we do have weaknesses in our vulnerable spots, and everyone's a little bit vulnerable in the areas, this affects our sense of esteem and place in the world. All connected. Okay, right, so we're just standing now. So just close your eyes and just tune into the body. Strengthening up through the ground, through the legs, through the knees, through the hips. Starting to connect with the abdomen, the fire center, the core. Just feeling this connection just rising up through the body, this earthing. And up into the heart, opening the chest, opening the arms, lengthening down through the arms to the fingers. Gently bringing the chin to the chest. And just standing for a moment, just breathing in. Just noticing any areas of tension. Just noticing your energy levels. And now just deepening the breath. So just breathing deeply down into the body. Bringing your awareness from the mind into the body. Exhaling away any tension. And then just deep breaths right down through the belly, down through the legs, all the way down through the feet. And breathing out now through the soles of the feet. Breathing in and down. And exhaling out through the soles of the feet. In, down, exhaling out. You can release any tension you want into the ground. It's happy to receive it. Don't have to feel bad for giving it any of your shit. It just will turn it into nourishment, recycle it. Just change its energy. Just let go of anything now. Just let it sink into the ground. Anything you just want to rid yourself of. Any stagnant energies. Maybe stress, tension, just letting it go. Pushing it down into the earth. Just letting you feel light and stable on top of it. And gently opening the eyes. I'm just going to bring our hands to the knees. Anytime you place your hands on the body part, I'm giving it a little bit of feeling, a bit of energy. I'm just going to roll the knees around. Quite nice, get the hips involved a little bit. Maybe you can have a little feel, like to see if you have any clicking, and there's a little gristly feeling. That's okay. Back the other way. Still breathing nice and deeply. Still feeling the ground underneath you. Now then, coming up to standing. Lift my shoulders back. And then bringing up the right leg, just standing nice and stable. Giving your feet a little twist. Away. Lovely. And then just kind of letting the leg circle. You might be able to feel something going on in the knee. Back the other way. These are quite nice if you have any knee pain as well, just sort of releasing some tension. And other side. Start with the feet. And then the other way. And then a bit dangling the lower leg. And the other way. What's going on inside? Okay. Shaking it out. And then we're going to stand in the horse stance again. So a little Tai Chi stand. So just, this is a good place as well to think about the knees. So your feet want to be facing forward. And if you do have the tendency to not knee, or if you want to think about really strengthening the knees, toes facing each other a little bit. So it's a little bit of a wider stance, toes slightly facing each other, bending the knees and really rolling them out now. So this is the Kung Fu really stable pose. It's hard to get knocked over when you're in this position. And then we're going to bring the hands around and you're going to hug an imaginary tree or hold an imaginary balloon. And just sit down here. Immediately you might feel quite strong on the legs, but you just want to really drop the focus into your pelvis here. In a Chinese Qigong practice, your Dantian. You just want to drop all the focus into what in yoga would be the root and sacral chakras, this whole lower pelvis, the gut really, the kind of real deep down area of the bowels and belly. And just have your focus there. And just think about your legs and your knees being soft, just supporting this area of the body. Arms and elbows are soft. And just still pressing the soles of the feet into the ground, rolling the knees outwards, sitting down. The tree is just there, shape's not changing, arms are just stable and soft. And just breathe down into the belly. focus is just around this area. Dropping the focus on the mind down into the belly. Knees are soft, supporting, soft but strong. Breathing into the belly. See if you can just hold here a few more breaths. Maybe even sitting down a little bit more. One more breath here. Just really building up chi, building up prana. And then just release. Shaking it out. Done. And here as well is quite nice. So just a little bit of tapping, just wake us up a little bit, get the lymph flowing. So just bending the knees and have a little break. A little bounce. Good for the knees too. Bending the knees slightly. And then just tapping down the legs, the arms. And the other side. Quite nice to do in the morning as well. The noise. Yes. Tarzan action. And the belly. Good for a little bit of gut stimulation. Not too hard if you're having any troubles here. Maybe just a nice caring tap. Come back up. Face. Head. Back of the head. And see where it feels good. Linger there a little bit if you want. All your nose where to go. Back. Knees. Lungs as well, down to the kidneys. And you keep going down. Buttocks, thighs. Back of the knees, very important. Get that lymph really flowing. Helps nourish the knees. And then in front of the feet. Of the lymph in there. And up. Underneath. Sides. And the other side. Fabulous. We'll shake. Okay, so we're going to flow a little bit now. We'll just, actually almost, sort of, okay. Breathing in, just still with a nice wide-legged stance, this time legs straight. Breathing in, we're going to reach up. Breathing out, going to bend forward, arms coming down. Straight back, come all the way down. And here, bend the knees as much as you need to, or keep them straight if you want to. Right, I'm going to leave it up to you, yogi's choice. And just hang down for a moment, just letting the upper body completely relax. Let the back of the head really let go. Lovely. You can even take the elbows if you want to and just sway a little from side to side. Still breathing nice and deeply. Letting the arms go, having a little shake out. And then just coming down to the right side. You're going to bend just the right knee. Come all the way down. And just this is quite strengthening, so just see how you feel. Bending all the way down, trying to keep the left leg straight. We're doing over comfortably. And we're going to come back up. And if you can, don't use your hands. If you need to, that's fine, because it's actually using a lot of knee strength. Other side. Coming up and down. Good. And up and down. Just see how the knees are feeling. Always use the hands if you want to. Great. Back up. And then we're just going to turn to the front of the mat. So come down with your left knee, right foot is in front into a low lunge. Got that? Lovely. Just settling here, in breath to open the chest. And exhale to let the hips sink down to the mat. Great. Lovely. Now, if you do have any pain on the front of the knee here, you can always put a blanket underneath or a cushion. Okay, and if you want to try a little bit of knee strengthening, bring the hands round, grab hold of the foot, and just see if you can bring the heel towards the buttocks. Lovely, see how you feel it. So if you want to sink down, to sit up a bit, see that it's good. You can even do a little pulse, which is quite nice sometimes. And release. And we're going to step back into downward dog. Just walk the legs out a little bit, have a nice big stretch. Nice straight back, pressing the hands into the floor. Walking out the legs, rolling the armpits outwards and away from the ears. Right, then just going to step forward with the left foot coming down into the low lunge. Lifting the chest. And sinking the hips down as you exhale. Great. Inhaling, open the chest. Exhale, sink, hips down. Then you're going to grab hold, if you can, of the toe behind you. Oh, this is tighter for me. Much tighter on this side. How's it for you? Very careful. Great. And release. Then just going to step back into our Varmanasana. Okay, lovely. And just take some cat-cows here. So if the knees are comfortable, just going to inhale, press the belly down, lift the chin up, look up to the ceiling. And exhale, pull the belly back to the spine, chin to chest. Roll the shoulders. And just flowing a few times to the rhythm of your own breath. Inhaling to look up and exhaling, pull back. Tucking the tailbone under, really stretching through the shoulders. Enjoying a nice big cat-cow stretch. Lovely. And then just do a little bit of knee core work, bringing the elbows into action a bit as well. So we're going to start by bringing the left hand up and the right leg back. Inhaling to stretch outwards. And exhaling, we're going to bring the elbow and the knee around. It's kind of coming in a bit of a circular shape. So kind of coming out to the sides, knees and bending the elbow. Breathing in, stretch back. Breathing out now, elbow to knee, so bring it in as a little crunch. Great, let's do it one more time. Breathing in, stretch out. Breathing out, circling elbow, knee round. Breathing in, stretch out. Breathing out, elbow to knee. Great. Quite warming, that one. Okay, other side. Bringing the right arm out, left leg out, little balance. And then inhale, and then exhaling, bending the knee, bending the elbow, circling round. Breathing in, stretch out. Breathing out, knee to elbow, coming inside. Breathing in, stretch out. Breathing out, elbow to knee, circles. Breathing in, stretch out. Breathing out, knee to elbow. Great. And just waving the hips a little, wagging the tail side to side. Stretching through the arms, shoulders. Great. And then tucking the toes under. Going to come up into downward dog again. Just a nice big stretch in the dog here, pushing the hips up, pressing the hands down. And then walking the hands, the feet towards the hands. Fold forward, relax. Let go of the arms, let go of the ears, let go of the jaw, the head, the eyes. Let everything drop towards the ground. Remember, you can really let go into the ground. Really let it go into the ground. You're breathing nice and deeply. Okay, now rolling up the spine, tucking the tailbone under, going all the way up, and think about your positioning again to protect the knees. Toes facing in, rolling the knees outwards. Let's bring the arms all the way up with a nice big stretch up. Breathing in, breathing out, hands to the heart. We're just going to flow a couple of times now. Surya Namaskar. See? Sun salutations. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, dive forward, all the way down. Breathing in, right foot back into the low lunge. Just keeping it simple, nice, big one breath to open the chest. And exhaling through the hips. Breathing in, stepping back with the left foot into downward dog. Push up the hips. Exhaling, knees, chest and chin going to come all the way down and slide up to cobra. Bring your elbows in, shoulders down, look up, and exhale back into downward dog. Inhaling, right foot forward, look up, open the chest, and exhaling, left foot forward, fold forward, let it go. Maybe you could even hold the back of the legs, bring the head to the knees. Inhaling, reaching up, stretch up, and exhaling, hands to the heart. Inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, diving forward. Inhaling, left foot back, lift the chest. Exhaling through the hips, let it go towards the ground. Inhaling, right foot back, downward dog. And exhaling, knees, chest and chin. Elbows in as you lower down and slide up into cobra. Heart leading the way. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot back, left foot forward. Knee down, lift the chest. And exhale, right foot forward. Folding forward, let it go. Inhaling, raising all the way up. And exhaling, hands to the heart. Relax, release, well done, open the chest. And just observe, feel the ground. Breathe in and down, exhale out through the ground. Almost bypass the mind with these breaths. Just inhaling through the nose, down to the belly, exhaling out through the feet. And the mind relaxed. Nothing to do here, just to rest. Letting the body feel. Letting the blood pump and the lymph flow. No resistance. No need to change anything. I'm coming in for Surya Namaskar B. A little bit more strength work for the knees. So just checking in, let's give them every chance they can take to bring the toes facing inwards. Knees rolled outwards. We're going to come into the chair pose, Utkatasana, the awkward pose. I don't think you can see my legs in these black leggings. Okay, anyway, we can bend the knees. Trust what I'm saying. Bend the knees And we're going to sit down, and as you breathe in, we're going to raise the arms up and look in between the hands here. It's a nice diagonal drishti. Remember the gaze, remember the eyes, don't forget the eyes. Looking forward. Breathing in, stretching the arms up. Breathing out, sitting down. And to protect the knees in this position, we want to make sure that we can still see the toes as we look down. So if your knees are overshooting, remember how in all the lunges, we want to keep the knee over the ankle. Same here, really, it doesn't change. Great. Breathing in, stretching up. Breathing out, sitting down. Checking the toes. Do you need to paint your toenails? Now is the time to decide. Breathing in, stretching up. Breathing out, just going to dive forward, straighten the legs. And exhale, let it go. Breathing in, we're going to look up halfway. So just place the hands on the shins. Bring the shoulders back in their sockets. Look up, forward. Exhale, sink down. And then inhale, we're going to step back into plank pose. Exhaling down, knees, chest and chin. Elbows in. Sliding up to cobra. And exhaling back into downward dog. Great. Inhaling, if you want to, raising the right leg up behind. Exhaling, bending the knee. You can just open the hip for a moment, just to release some tension. Breathing in, straightening the leg. And breathing out, bending the knee, coming through. We're going to come up into our warrior one here. So, bending the front knee. Remember, always knee over the ankle, 90 degrees if possible, or come back no further. Forward. Back foot is facing forward, but we're just going to be here for a breath. Find your strength. This is very nourishing for the knees, very strengthening. And exhaling, we're going to turn so the back foot is 90 degrees, facing towards the long edge of the mat. Front foot stays where it is, and hands come down on the exhale. Great. The front knee is facing forward. Remember, we did a little bit of this last week. That little bit of tension here is good for the knees. We're kind of stretching all the ligaments around. Lovely. And just from one breath, we're going to flip the palm like we did before. Inhale, lean back, open up the side body. And then exhale, float all the way down. So we're just resting the elbow on the knee and sweeping the left arm over the head. Looking up past the armpit. Great. And really strengthening down the back leg here, locking the knee if you can. Not overstretching if you have that hypermobility. Just locking the knee. Great. So in one way we're being supported by the knee, in the other we're really trying to look after it. Great. If you want to go a little bit further here, a little bit of a challenge, you can try a little bind to hug the knee. We're going to bring the right arm around the thigh. It's dark here. Around the thigh, and try and scoop the left hand around. Don't worry if this is a bit much, this bind. The humble warrior pose. Give it a try, look up to the ceiling. And then we're going to release, come down, face forward, step back into plank. You can come down to a chaturanga if you want to here, or just knees, chest and chin, sliding up to cobra. And exhaling back into downward dog. And just resting here for a moment, walking the dog, walking the legs out. And worrying that we haven't, just water. Sorry, I'm bringing some light into the room. And yes, on an inhale, raising the left leg up behind, have a nice big stretch up. Bending the knee and opening the hip. Exhale, let it out. Just release some tension. Inhaling, straightening up. Exhaling, bend the knees, step forward, coming up into warrior one. Arms raised and just sitting down into the lunge. Lovely. Inhaling, reaching up through the arms. Exhaling, turning into warrior two. Back foot nice and strong, facing the long edge of the mat. Arms parallel, shoulder height. Relax the shoulders. Great. Feel that tension between the knee and the hips. It's good. Don't worry. Good tension. Flipping the palm at the front and inhaling, releasing back, opening the side body. One breath, really reach, keep the knee bent. Exhaling, circling the hands over the head. One arm resting on the knee. Look up to the ceiling. Stretch through the right side of the body. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe here. Nice strong legs. And if you want to try the bind, if you tried it before, try it on the other side, just leaning down, bringing the left arm under, right arm over. If you can see my hands here, just holding as much as you can around the back of the leg. Great. When you've had enough, circling hands down, stepping back into plank, chaturanga if you want to, or knees touching, sliding up to up facing dog or cobra, and exhaling into downward dog. Walk it out a little bit here, breathe. Lovely. Then we're going to just step or jump forward in between the hands. Fold forward as you exhale. Inhale, look up halfway, shoulders in the socket. Exhale, release. Inhale, bending the knees and sweeping the arms up over the head, reaching up. Little back bend if you can. And exhaling, hands to the heart. Rest, relax. Just breathe. Open the heart, open the hands. Feel the ground. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your body. Feel your earth. Your planet. Your little world just standing here. Feel all amazing things that are happening in your body right now. Okay, well done. Right, we're going to do a tree pose now. This is a really nice grounding pose, as you can really think about the tree. So we're going to start with just placing our focus maybe on focusing on the left leg. So the left foot is nice and grounded. You can close your eyes just for a moment, just feeling roots growing around the left foot. Just feel the strength coming up through the ground, all the way up through the knee, to your whole trunk, your branches. And then we're going to just gently start to lift the right foot and placing it up the leg. So you can start here if you're feeling a bit unsteady. This is already tree pose and totally acceptable. You can also use a wall to hold on to if you need to. You can just work your foot up the leg. Maybe bring it to the thigh if you can. There's a lot of strength going on here. If there is too much pressure on the knee here, try using the little micro bend. So if your leg is over flexing, just a little bit of a bend in the knee. Great, and really press down through the foot. And here, kind of again, like in the warrior, there's that tension here as the knee opens the hip. Excuse me. And again, you want to kind of stabilize with the core here as well, so you can grow up through your middle. Think about a nice bit of trunk action. Open your chest. And then we talked briefly before in the 4-part program about the elements in the fingers. So we're going to choose the element of earth, which is the ring finger. So that the fourth finger, the ring finger of each hand, you press that into the thumb. You're igniting, with the thumb as fire, igniting the element of earth. Love it. Using your branches. And if you can, just find that spot on the wall, or just relaxing your gaze, relaxing into your tree, just holding that a little bit. Maybe bring the arms up, still with that mudra. So this is the mudra, the finger positioning, hand gesture. And this is something that pregnant women are advised to do, this mudra, holding the earth mudra, earth element, when their babies are developing in the womb. This is development of tissues, development of physiology really. So if we want healing of body, a nice one to do. Okay. And then we're going to come into a little dance move, the dancing Shiva. So from here, just releasing the right foot. We're going to bring it, just swing it in front of the body, so it's not connecting. And we're going to bend the left knee. So it's just a bit of fun. We're bending the left leg. And we're going to bring the right wrist on top of the left wrist. And just squat down. You can just kind of open your shoulders, maybe give a little Bollywood smile. Lovely. Okay. And shake it out. Right, other side. So grounding now through the right foot. Feeling the roots growing through the sole of the right foot, up through the leg. Deep breaths. And then just gently working your way up your tree. Feeling nice and grounded then. Balance isn't too much of an issue. You're feeling a little bit airy and the wind in your branches knocking off a little bit. And then you can maybe take the choice this time. You can take the earth element again. You could try water, which is the little finger. You could try space for some existential exploration with the middle finger, or air to really connect the mind and body for focus. The first finger. Choose your mudra here, choose your branches. Maybe have them open if you want to. Raise your arms up. Settle here. Nice strong tree. Think about the knee. Think about protecting the knee, strengthening the rest of the leg, opening the hips, bringing the left knee to open as far back as you can. And then coming into the dancing Shiva again. Foot in front. So this time the left foot comes in front, and the left wrist goes on top of the right. Okay, and shake it out. Lovely. Maybe give the knees a little rub. We're going to come down to the ground now. So just bring hands to the heart.
Flo's just trying to connect back on.
Okay.
She said she hopes we're all still squatting.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh.
Is everyone all right? Sorry. God, shall we carry on? Do you have to go? If you have to go, I'll continue recording it. It's apparent. Oh no. Apparently still recording. But yeah, I'll carry on, shall we? Yeah, okay. Right. God, I'm so sorry. What are we going to do if the internet goes? Oh my God. Right. So we're squatting. I'm going to move the plant out of the way of the internet to see if that works. Okay, so we're going to try a little crow pose. So this is really engaging the knees. And we're going to do the knee version, which is a bit easier. So hands are really nice and widespread, flat on the ground. And we're going to just try and push the elbows into the in-between bit of the knee, the bit behind the knee. So you can kind of rest your knees on your elbows like a little shelf. Now, when we're doing this, it's quite nice to do at home. So you can grab a cushion or something to place under your head, because you may fall forward, so don't bash your head. But the trick is to keep looking up and forward, or even up if you can. And we're going to come onto the toes, and you just kind of lift your hips up and start to lean all your body weight onto your elbows. So it's quite strengthening for the wrists as well. So if you have any wrist issues, just be nice and careful. And so you're leaning forward and you're looking up as much as you can, and eventually you start to lift your toes off the ground and point them towards each other. Okay, some people may be already doing great. Lovely. Aim you up. Oh, no. Very nice. Oh, Roxy didn't manage to. Very good. Okay, so have a little practice. It can be a bit of fun. So it's quite a nice one to do at home. I mean, out of the class. Just have a little practice when you've got the chance. It's quite fun. You can start doing some side crows and start doing little fun things like that. Okay. So just resting now, just give the wrists a little shake. And then we're going to sit down onto our bottoms. Yeah, these are just quite nice little knee practices now. So just letting your knees shake out. You can give your knees a little rub. So like we did the reflexology in previous weeks, here we might as well just rub the knees directly. And you can massage all around. You'll feel some little nodules sometimes. Just another nice thing to do in front of the TV or whatever. Really rubbing all the way around, underneath, and on top. And just feel where you have any tense areas. It can feel a little bit cringy, but it is quite nice to actually rub these little areas. A little kind of build up some toxins and stuff in the cartilage and all the fluid. Nice rub. And also the back of the knee. You can really give the back knee. Again, it can be a bit cringy, but getting that lymph really soft around the back. That's a nice flow of lymph underneath the leg. And that nourishes the knee as well. Okay. So we're going to start to sit with one leg straight, the right leg straight maybe. And just these are really simple little things to do, quite therapeutic things for the knee. So you can just press your hands onto just below the knee maybe, and just press your leg up. So you're just pressing the leg into the hands, and just that little bit of tension is just gently strengthening the knee, just doing a couple of little pulses. And then again to the side. So you can place okay. You can place your hand just next to the knee and press into the hand. Hi, Roxy. Great. And then the other side.
nice and stable.
We're pressing the knee into the hand. Great, straightening out with a little shape. Other side, so just pressing into, so these are just little knee exercises for strengthening the knee. So pressing the leg up into the hand, the pulses, and then to the side, so just place the hand next to the knee, and pressing the knee into the hand, just in this kind of pulse way, so it's going little bounces. This is just nice therapeutic actions. And the other side, pressing the knee. Okay, give them a little shake. Okay, and coming down onto the back now, so you just bring the hips towards the heels. You can lower down. We're going to do the bridge pose like we did before, to lift the hips and come up into the bridge. And here again, I think we did do a little bit last week, so you point the toes towards each other, and that will help to stop the knees from knocking together. That's not great for the knees. If you do, you can almost try this. Just try bringing your knees together and lifting the hips. You can feel tension coming around here, so you don't want that. You want the legs to be parallel, so the toes pointing in, knees rolling out a little bit, and you can start to lift the hips up. And to make this even more knee friendly, you can bring a block or a cushion in between the knees and squeeze the knees into the cushion, and just inhale to come up into the bridge pose. We'll come all the way up, interlace the fingers underneath the hips, walk the shoulders towards each other, and just press up. So you're pressing the knees together, holding the block, and lifting the hips. And just breathe here. Do nice deep breaths. Great for the buttocks as well. One more breath here. Really push the hips up. Squeeze the buttocks. And exhaling to come down. Great. Remove the cushion. And just bring the knees, give them a hug to the chest. Just rocking side to side. Nice deep breaths. Just release. Okay, and then we're going to roll over. This is just a fun one to engage with the knees. Nice kind of grounding as well. Interesting pose. We're going to just bring the legs up. So we did shoulder stand last time. Another variation of shoulder stand. Going through shoulder stand or through halasana, the plow pose. Lifting the legs all the way over the head. Now, a few options here. If this is really hard on your hamstrings, you may have had enough here. You can also put a cushion underneath to release your feet onto, or you can come up into shoulder stand here. It's always good, always nice, walking the hands up to the body. If you're feeling like you want to explore how far your hamstrings can go a little bit here, so I'll just demonstrate. Remember to be careful, you might want to watch this. It's not a great idea to turn your head in this position. So maybe watch first. We're just bringing the feet over the head, and you're going to slowly bring the knees over your ears. This is called the deaf man's pose. Knees over the ears, and eventually you squeeze your knees into your ears. It's actually a very nice, relaxing sensation. Like so. Okay. Coming down when you're ready. It's quite intense on the spine, on the lower back. So just take it easy, but give it a go. It's really nice to try. Well done, Roxy. Okay, mind your neck there. Lovely. And you can also use the wall when you want to try everything. Great, Amy. Perfect. Looking fab. You've got nice flexible hamstrings, back, neck. Lovely. Good try, everybody. Okay, when you come down, just come down slowly, gradually. Just let the lower back release. Shake the hips from side to side. If you have any lower back ache, I always get a little bit. Just rocking the knees side to side, massaging spine to the ground. Great. And you can try a little fishman's pose. Fish pose, sorry. Bringing the hands to the ground and just sliding up onto the elbows and onto the top of the head to open the heart space again. So just releasing that throat lock, the Jalandhara Bandha. Nice deep breaths in. Again, release. When you're ready, knees to the chest. Again, it's a little bit tense on the lower back. Okay, let me check. I can see anything else. I think okay. And then from here, we can finish with our happy baby. So just bringing the feet open and the hands either side or the outside of the feet. They become the arms inside the knees but outside the feet. And you're bending your knees towards the ground if you can. And you can just rock side to side. And the idea is you're kind of pressing your hands into your feet, pulling the knees towards the ground. And as you do this, you can press your tailbone into the ground. So your back is really flat on the ground. And just rocking side to side. Even just keep it nice and loose. Just rolling, massaging against the ground. Opening and closing. A little play. Happy baby. Great. And then finally, we can come into Savasana, our corpse pose. And here, if you want to, you can always put some, or one other knee exercise actually. I'll just demonstrate. For problematic knees, is just bringing a rolled up blanket or mat, even like a yoga mat, underneath the knee. And just rolling like this. So Darren, especially if you have knee issues, this is really nice. Both knees even together. Lifting up if you can. One's fine. And then just side to side as well, just kind of massaging the knee. And it's also nice sometimes to relax. So in our corpse pose, you can try bringing, mine's going down, sorry. Bad example, but bringing the cushion under the knees. That can be quite nice. Just to give them a little bit of support. Helps to release the lower back as well. So you can even bring the releasing the lower back higher cushions under the knees. I'm sure you've got weird cushion combinations, but just under the knees. Really nice. Just lets the lower back flatten down. And so relaxing here, opening the palms to the ceiling. And just taking some deep breaths. It's a beautiful place to be, to connect to the ground, to find that grounding, earthing energy. Absorb it and let it absorb you. So as you inhale here, just feel yourself expanding into the space around you, but also into the ground below. And as you exhale, just feel yourself surrender completely into the floor, into the ground, into the earth. Inhaling, expanding outwards. And exhaling, falling down. Just letting yourself free fall. This trust be built with the earth. Ability to just let go and surrender completely relies on your sense of stability in yourself. You need not fear surrender as though it is letting go or giving in, giving up. It is just letting go of resistance, of knowing when to stop fighting. Just trusting the ground, trust the earth, let it hold you. Every time you exhale, you're just letting go a little bit more into the ground. Every time you inhale, you can feel where there might be some tension, there might be some resistance. As you exhale, letting go of that resistance. So inhaling, just scanning around the body, finding any embodied stress, any energy that has got caught up in your matter. And just breathe it out. Who we are is energy and matter, just like the earth, just like the stars, all made of the same stuff. And just allow yourself to become this again, just a speck on the earth, just a piece of dust. Thought, just energy being released from the body. All that is left is matter. As you breathe, you're just allowing the body to repair, to restore itself. All the physiological processes that just happen without your resistance, without the mind getting in the way, without trying to change anything, just letting it do what it does best. Just breathe. Really feel the ground underneath you. Feel the connection with your back of your legs, back of your arms, back of your head. You're completely connected to the ground. Even at the back of your knees. And then just bring your imagination underneath you. Although we are only able and exposed, we're only able to see what's going on top of the Earth's surface. Just for a moment, draw your focus to what's going on below you. Maybe there's people below you, another flat. Maybe there's ground. And even below those people underneath you, there's ground. Bring your awareness to this, to what is just nothing in our daily lives, but there's so much happening underneath there. Think of all the elements at work. Think of the worms. Think of the creatures. Think of the water running, flowing through various channels. Think of the nooks and crannies. Think of the life thriving below you. Think of the layers of earth, the crust down through different rocks, different materials, different temperatures, cold, hot. Think of the dampness, the moistness. Think of the mud. Think of the bacteria, microscopic life forms. Yet still so solid. And here you are, just lying on top of it. Think of the gravity holding you there. Think of the friction keeping you from sliding around the floor. Think of all these amazing things happening to you whilst you're doing absolutely nothing. Think of how productive everything is around you whilst you're just lying here. Think of how productive you're being just by lying here and letting this happen. And now just bring your awareness back to the breath. Feel its lightness. Feel the lightness lifting you as you inhale. You exhale, feel yourself gently lifting from the ground, lifting from the heaviness. Inhaling, taking in that lightness and letting it circulate around the body. Bringing energy all around you again, fresh energy. Take it from where you need it, take it from the earth, take it from the air, take it from whatever you need. Breathe in. And just start to feel some movement come back in the body. Maybe wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe roll the wrists and ankles. And then just stretching any way the body feels inclined. Listening to the body. Still in the body. And when you're ready, bringing the knees up to the chest, giving your knees a big squeeze. See how they feel. See how they did today. And then rolling onto your side, right or left. Whatever feels good. Just take a few breaths in, fetus position, ready to be reborn. Leaving behind what no longer serves you and coming up into a seated position. Just keeping your eyes closed. Maybe you could come onto your knees if that feels good. Also quite beautiful. Release. No squeeze. And just sitting up nice and straight. Chin to chest. Straight spine. Shoulders relaxed. Face relaxed. Eyes relaxed. Jaw completely relaxed. Then on an inhale, just raise the arms together above the head. Palms come together. And exhaling, hands down to the heart space, gently opening the eyes. Namaste, thank you. you want to mute at all. Yeah, so sorry about that. I think I'm also going slightly crazy, so sorry about that as well. But it's lovely to see you all.
Yeah, and you, Flo. Thank you. It was a beautiful class.
Flo.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Lovely.
Bye, Sasha.
Bye, Rox. Love you guys.